giants
people who came from the
in the
sky.
sky. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I was like, "Where's the music at?" I was like, "Well, I guess I'll throw us up on here." What's up, man?
What up, man? How you been?
Man, I've been good, man. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mom's Day.
Big shout out to all the moms out there, all the mamas, all the babies' mamas, all the mamas' babies' mamas, and
Mamas.
everything in between. Happy Mother's Day to all the because some mamas don't have human children, but if you got fur babies and all that good stuff, man. Happy Mother's Day to you, man.
Mother's Day. Mother's Day. And you know, it's a beautiful day. So
Ooh, I heard it was
where you're
nice.
at.
I heard it was nice.
It's nice out here. So that's Minneapolis, 90 degrees. I think 84 right now.
Ooh, y'all hotter than we are out here in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, it's gonna end soon, but that's okay. It's gonna cool off to like 60s next week. But
right.
Today we have a different show. We have a something we kind of talk about a lot.
Yep.
Well, let's not get into that. First of all, let's talk about your weekend. How's your weekend, bro?
So weekend was fire, man. I did not move around too much. Stayed at the crib. Held it down. Friday night, just chilled. Drank some non-alcoholic Big Ultras. Terrible. They were not good. But I woke up the next day feeling like $1 million, and then Cuz came over Saturday, and so we watched the game, and them Timberwolves, man. So
again.
Yeah. So that was kind of that. He didn't stay too long. Just kind of stayed through the game and chilled. Had like a couple of brewskis and enjoy Anthony Edwards, man. How about yourself, man? What was the weekend
Same
like?
thing. I think Friday, I went out to this place. It's kind of like I kind of did what you did. They have like non-alcoholic drinks. Like you can make like a old like an old fashioned.
Okay.
And it tastes like old fashioned, but they infuse it with THC.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, it's legal, you know. So
it's legal, y'all.
In fact, I had a THC drink right now.
Nice.
But and so we did that, and I had this I had a club soda with a lime with the THC, and then Lauren had I think an old fashioned. So we did that, ate. Then Saturday I had a couple homies over, watched the game. I don't know if we watched the Wolves all playoffs. So it was fun for them to kind of see like how good we are.
Right.
Yeah, man. I mean, Golden State's talking a lot of trash. Well, we almost beat you without Steph, and blah blah blah. But these are the playoffs. Like, so we're not like if you thought like if you think it's gonna be. Here's my thing. It wouldn't be that much different with Steph.
The Timberwolves.
It would be different, but like it wouldn't be like you guys would just blow us out. Like it wouldn't be like that.
Well, this is dumb. This is dumb to say, but the Timberwolves play to their competition.
Yeah, they always do.
It always happens. So they can be playing the Thunder, they can be playing the Cavs, they can be playing the Knicks, they can be playing Boston, they can be playing Denver. They play to the competition. It's very frustrating for us too, y'all. So please believe. Oh yeah, we got in the studio too. Forgot to say that. But they play to the competition, and so if Steph was on the court, then they would just play to the competition of Steph being on the court. So
yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. I know it looks crazy. They're like, y'all not that nice because we're almost beating you without our best player.
We're not even playing that good. We're not really playing our game. So if we were playing our game and y'all were playing your game, we would destroy y'all. I'm not even trying to be a homer. I'm just saying we have a way better team than your team with Steph on it. But unfortunately, Steph got hurt. I wish he wasn't hurt. I wish he was playing.
I was telling mom that today when we chopping about. Not that mom cared about sports talk with me, but I was just like,
Right.
I was like, hey, I would rather Steph be playing and us beat him, so Anthony Edwards could put that, put that belt on his wall, and also it would tell me how good we really are. I can't really tell at this point, you know what I'm saying? But it's like when Goku was fighting Vegeta, and then or any enemy, he'll throw them the little sensu bean or whatever, and they were like, "What are you doing?" It's like, nah, I want him at his best. So.
Yeah, and like he'll fight if he's fighting a weaker opponent, he'll fight at your level. He could kill you, and so that's what the Wolves kind of do. They kind of play around with their food. I don't know why they do that. But we haven't had our complete like regular season type of game since game 1 against the Lakers. Like when we're really like playing how we should play. So
right.
I mean, hopefully everything gets locked in. They start figuring it out. DiVincenzo is a no-show. Nas been a no-show. So
that rhymed.
Yeah.
DiVincenzo's a no-show. Yeah.
So those guys, I mean, it's a playoff, so I get it. So I get, you go through runs. So they start clicking. We're gonna be a tough team to beat.
Yeah.
I fear no one.
Yeah, same. And we're not even using our. We're only using like an 8-man rotation. And I was telling Cuz last night was no, wasn't Cuz. I was telling might have been Cuz, might have been Lovey. I can't remember. But I was like, you see that if there was a point where they showed who's the guy with the young cat rookie? Might be a second year light skinned cat with the
Jaden Clark.
And Jaden Clark was just sitting there on the sideline, sitting on the floor. I thought, you see dude right there? They're like, yeah, he's nice. You're like, what? How come he's not playing? I'm like, 'cause it's playoff basketball, man. You only go with a
bench. Yeah, bench you trust only if you got, which is dumb.
Which is crazy. Yeah.
I think nah, it's not. I mean, if you hear me, man, you play great game 2, 3. The game 2, you play great game 2. I don't need game 2. I just need half a game 2. Give me 10 points, bro.
Yeah.
DiVincenzo, give me 9. Give me 3 threes. Not 3. Give me 15. I don't need a crazy night, but y'all can't just go over. That just can't be what we're getting.
Over. Well, Nas had a nice one in the fourth quarter.
Nas always hoops in the fourth quarter. I don't really have a problem with Nas, but DiVincenzo and Nas have not played good basketball. No. It could be better. But ESPN had us at they had us by 5 in San Francisco. So we won by 5, so they had it right. And what Draymond Green was talking about, only 5.5. It's like, yeah, we were in your house. Like, what are you talking about? It was a slugfest. It was playoff basketball.
The playoff basketball, man. Playoff basketball. Like I said, when the fan when they was here, they're like, "This is a good game," because they're not Timberwolves fans. I'm like, yes, it's a good game. I don't like it.
We should be blowing them out.
I was trying to be blowing them out, man. So you're absolutely right, bro. But you guys are not here to listen to us talk about sports.
It's not a sports podcast. Anyways,
not a sports podcast. So this is it's gonna be called Dreams. Where does our consciousness really go? And I figured this would be a good topic because Kobe and I we talk about this often. And we also talk about some of the technology that is happening right now, where people are able to send messages to each other during lucid dreaming. There's actually technology that exists, and it's been proven. And you probably haven't seen it in the mainstreams. People are that's not the type of stuff they show. You know what I'm saying? We won't get into the media and the politics of all that stuff, but it's pretty cool. So we thought that this might be a good time to show this video. We probably won't show the whole thing to kind of, so the show's not too long. I think it's an hour video.
Hour video by what is it? Echoes or something.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to him. It's the Universal
Echo. I don't know, man. It's interesting because it will make sense why if you're if your brain is a high functioning, AI interface, let's say hypothetically, it would make sense why your brain would go to different data files, different dimensions. So, I've been watching a lot of stuff on the Reels talking about how we live in a high tech simulation. So, I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. Let people see what people have their own opinion on this, but I think with that study they did with the transfer information through lucid dreaming. I think that kind of just is a breakthrough, something that in 10 years from now, we're like, damn, we can communicate through outside of our own dimension or outside of our own consciousness,
outside of our own bodies,
our own bodies. So,
right.
And that might be the wave. Maybe AI isn't the wave, but I feel like AI and all this stuff is kind of coming together. Like, I don't know. We should probably play the video, and I can say some stuff. But I feel like all this is kind of coming together. Like, I feel like
I like how you set that up.
We're experiencing ourselves in different ways, and I think dreaming is a different way. I think we're starting to understand we're bigger than just this plane of existence.
Right, and dreams is almost we kind of disregard them and write them off. Oh, that's just a dream. Was it though? Like, oh, by the way, I dreamed that you had the shirt on today that's gonna say "Not Mom's Favorite," and you clearly don't have that on. So I
never do. That's too bad.
You got to represent for Mother's Day, Kobe. You got.
I am not that shirt though.
You gotta let them know. You gotta let them know where you stand. You gotta...
Can't do that.
Hey, you remember when the Como brothers on CNN? They used to call your mom, like they really get into.
Yeah, they get like an argument on live. Like, what is going on?
You call your mom. You call.
Those two, they were weird. And you found out later, like, yeah, he was a weirdo.
Well, I mean,
the mayor was.
Yeah. All right, man. So we'll go ahead and get to the video, y'all. Again, thank everybody for joining. We appreciate it. Nathan White, sorry we didn't have a chance to connect last night. I tell you, my peeps is over, man. So maybe next time we'll get it going. Thank you, Kobe, for that. So again, this is where do our consciousness really go? The forbidden text reveals exactly where consciousness goes when you're asleep. So, well, like I said, we'll do about 30 minutes of this and go from there. So let's get rocking. Sound okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Every night when your head hits the pillow and your eyes drift closed, you think you're simply falling asleep. You think your brain is shutting down for rest. But what if I told you that's the biggest lie you've ever been told? What if everything you've been taught about sleep is actually a cover story, a carefully designed illusion to keep you from discovering your greatest spiritual power? Because the truth is this: when you sleep, you're not just unconscious, you're traveling. Your consciousness detaches from your body and journeys into other dimensions, other realms, other timelines. And this isn't theory. It's ancient knowledge, suppressed, hidden, buried. Because if you ever remembered who you truly are when you sleep, you'd become impossible to control.
Okay, y'all, let that sink in right there. I know we just started the video, but let that sink in. If you really knew who you were, you'd be impossible to control. Straight up. So that you're bigger than just this meat sack that you walk around to traverse this 3D what we call it with the 3D fraction holographic reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll call it a plane. Yeah. This existence, this dimension.
Right. Because the body is almost like that vehicle that you use to jump on the interstate. You know what I'm saying? Kobe,
Oh,
you're not gonna
I
walk on the interstate, right?
I mean, think about it like as a video game. This would really make me broke my whole thing for me. It's
Mm,
like think about this existence and you're a video game character. So you know when you play a video game, that whole world is not complete.
right.
But you know if you were able to manipulate that video game the way you want it, you could do whatever you want.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like you know that world's fake. If you could change the numbers, you could have a limited health.
Right.
Cheat codes. You could put cheat codes. So
It's
this to me, if we could sleep, we could figure out our cheat codes to this reality.
yep. Yep. To manifest things in real time.
You get like the limited ammo tattooed on your arm. Like some NBA player had that. The GTA
Yeah.
code was on
Oh,
their
that's
arm.
dope. That's dope. That's dope.
But like that's kind of like what I'm starting to. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. We gotta play this. But like every time I get in this conversation, I'm like,
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you
That,
look, and then seeing that, and I know I'm talking a lot, maybe I'm a little bit too high, but like, and then watching the new Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, and how everybody's blown away. Oh, the beer moves in the beer bottles. Oh, the leaves gather up against the buildings. I'm like, okay, well, if we think that's dope, like that's just reality, and
right.
we that's the things you don't even think about when you play a video game.
Yeah.
Imagine the things that you would think about if you were outside of this looking in to this
Hmm.
reality. Like, oh, they're missing the microfibers that were, the microorganisms. You can't see it in this game, but you can see them. I know it doesn't make sense what I'm saying, but there's probably things that we could see if it was just a video. I'm going on a tangent. I'm gonna shut up.
GTA 5. Before okay, let's see here. Let's see. Ryan Jacobson, thanks for joining, buddy. I'm going back to my movie Into the Blue. I'm scuba diving tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
Into the Blue is dope. That's a good movie. So we'll keep going. We keep going. I like the way you put that though, Kobe. Let's get it.
It's not
You
making
see,
sense.
sleep isn't rest, it's a rehearsal for death, but not in the morbid way you've been taught to fear. It's a doorway,
Oh,
a nightly departure from the physical
we
body
gotta
that
talk
mimics
about that,
exactly
Ryan.
what happens when your soul leaves at the moment of death.
Let's
And here's
go.
the wildest part, you've done it, over and over again. But you've forgotten, because that's exactly what they want. From the ancient Egyptians to the Tibetan monks, from the mystery schools of Atlantis to the hidden manuscripts locked away by secret societies, this knowledge has always been known, that the dream world is not fiction.
Mm,
It is real, it is sacred, and it is the place your consciousness returns to every single night. But you were programmed to believe dreams are random noise, that they're nothing more than scattered memories and brain static. Why? Because if you knew the truth, if you realized that your dream self is your true self, then everything around you would collapse. The fear, the control, the manipulation, gone in an instant. There's a reason ancient spiritual texts talk about the astral plane, a reason why every mystical tradition, from the Gnostics to the Hermeticists, had teachings on dream states, soul travel, and out-of-body experiences.
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
your
fact.
body may be still, but your soul is moving, watching, learning, awakening. But ask yourself, why is this never taught? Why is dream interpretation reduced to entertainment?
Whew.
Why do mainstream scientists avoid talking
Seriously,
about
dude?
astral projection like it's pseudoscience, even when government agencies like the CIA have been studying it for decades?
Tell
We
us more,
showed you
Ryan.
There's a
that. We
reason.
showed you that.
Because
Too.
once you know where you go during sleep, you'll stop fearing death. You'll stop fearing the unknown, and once you stop fearing, you stop obeying.
That part.
When you fall asleep, your brain shifts into theta and delta frequencies, waves that open a portal between the physical and the non-physical. It's like tuning a radio. Suddenly, you're no longer limited by your five senses. You're no longer confined by the rules of gravity, time, or logic. You become something else. Something bigger. Something ancient.
Hmm.
And if you've ever had a dream that felt more real than real, that's because it was. You weren't imagining it. You were there. You visited a dimension that exists parallel to this one, a place where thoughts shape reality instantly.
All right, I gotta stop it one more. I gotta stop it again. So so Ryan made a comment, I think it was last week or the week before that, about the multiverse theory when it comes to dreams, and we were talking about how Marvel touched on that when it was the Doctor Strange 2 multiverse of madness, and they were talking about you remember what it was called, Kobe? What the what they called it when you, is it dream walking or
Sleepwalking.
no? Because that's different. That's when you can slip into different dimensions. That's again not nah. That's Sasquatch.
Oh, I know
Right?
what you mean. Yeah.
Slip through. Forgot what they called, but they called it something in the multiverse of madness or whatever. And basically, Wanda, she was able to harness the ability to go into a different version of herself and control that version of her via dreaming. Let's see here.
Ryan said dream walking.
Dream walking. Okay. So that makes sense. Yeah, that's probably what it was because that sounds familiar. Most people don't remember their dreams. I remember all of them. Yeah, I don't remember
I don't
all
remember
of
all
them.
mine.
Yeah, but I remember a good portion of them.
Yeah.
And I'm able to manifest things right away once I
Yeah.
understand where I'm at, what I'm doing. I'm able to manifest right away.
Yeah, I had a pretty crazy dream that is like, you know what I mean? And it like my dreams used to scare me as a kid. They don't scare me anymore. Even like the scary ones don't scare me. I'd be mad. I'm like, man, we get back to that dream, so we go ahead and handle that. You know what I mean?
You try to throw hands.
And yeah, I don't like this, but yeah, so I think dreams are really cool because like you can, like they said, logic goes out the window,
Yeah.
and you like go ahead.
No, not saying completely. Yeah.
And it's weird, like even you see people you never met before, even though like they say like you can't do that, but I'm like, I don't know. I be seeing faces I've never like really seen before.
Bruh, I do all the time.
Yeah,
Man, so okay, man, this is gonna bore people because people don't like to hear about people's dreams. But just
right.
real quick, I just had it. I woke up telling Shell about it. She was bored to death of it. But I dreamed for some reason that I was in the Wayans family, and I was one of the younger cats in the Wayans family, and I was trying to make my way into the business. And it was me and two other siblings who were, around my age, and we're just the young. I don't know if we were. I can't remember if we were um siblings of the Wayans themselves or nephews and nieces and stuff. I don't. I didn't put that together, but I didn't. Those two other people, they may have represented you enticely, but they didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd never seen their faces before, and we were on this panel. And our job was, and they were trying to get us in. Our job was to make these people laugh through conversation, and so they asked us questions, and we had to make them laugh, and I was killing it. and at one point, and I was doing stuff like, okay, well, and I like I would go for like 30 minutes, and then my other sibling had to go for 30, and had to go. And at one point, during their part, I had to go to the bathroom. It was in this conference area and all this stuff like that. So what was that? Like that felt like reality. You know what I mean? So like, where was I in that? And so I think, well, maybe I was dream walking, maybe. And I remember seeing Keenan and what's this other guy? It's Keenan and Marlon, Damon Wayans, and they're in the back critiquing us. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, stupid dream, but
No, I think
what
it's interesting that because like, why would you dream about? That's what I'd be thinking. Like, why would I? I've had dreams like that. Why would I dream about that?
right, right. I don't, Kobe. I don't have a desire to be a comedy.
I've never. Yeah, I've had dreams like that. Like, why would I dream about that? And then people say, "Oh, this is your consciousness." I'm like, I don't know. Like that, some dreams don't make sense. Why I would dream about that?
Exactly. So then we get into this. Well, maybe I slipped my consciousness into another another universe. Ryan said there's belief that when you're dreaming that it is you in different multiverse. Yeah, absolutely, man. And I kind of subscribe to that. I don't think that happens all the time, but I think in some instances it might. I think our consciousness can go everywhere and anywhere.
I told you about that dream I had where like and we gotta get the show going again, but like I was in this like car ship thing,
Hmm.
and I stopped at like it was like a mall. It was like a world, bro. It's like I've been there before in my dreams.
Hmm.
It's like a world with like a huge shopping center. And like people live there. Like mom and dad lived in this place. I didn't live there, but I know they lived in this place.
Hmm.
And it like you kind of pull in, and it feels like you pull in with a car, like with a whole bunch of people, kind of. You get out and you walk out and you can go shopping. I remember in my dream, like, I gotta run to that store and get me some clothes real quick before I go see mom and dad. And it's like, why the hell? I play video games, so I just
Hmm.
chuck it up to that. So like, why would that be my dream?
So
I
weird.
mean, like, I meant like the like it's like a government area though, like a place we all know about.
Like
And I
treasure,
know,
like
and
Treasure
then my
Planet.
huh?
Was like Treasure Planet or something?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. And, and I know for a fact you and Tice did not live in this. Like in the dream, I know you guys aren't here. I was
Huh?
thinking about like, why? I wish they were here because I could have them to help me get this whatever, and they could be there before I got. Because something was
Yeah.
going on. It was some event, some
Yeah.
holiday that I meet mom and dad for. I was like, why the hell? Like, I dream about it, and I just kind of keep it pushing. But like,
Yeah.
why would I dream like that?
Yeah, because you don't have time to really sit there and and mull over it because you got to get up and go to work or whatever you
Hmm.
got to do for the day, and that's a bizarre dream. It's almost like that's almost like, it's like it's almost like a Star Wars universe where they go to all these different planets or whatever to go do certain things, you
It's like
know.
the dream. These dreams are the dreams you like. Oh yeah, like you lived in this timeline.
Hmm.
This would have happened to you. Kind of like you would have been in this kind of situation.
To be in your yeah, your situation or scenario. So okay, Ryan said I just got kicked off this platform. That's wild. It looks like that you're watching it on Facebook, which is fine. Um, you might want to go to the YouTube
Yeah, go
channel.
to the YouTube channel.
It's
Check.
go ahead, Kobe.
Um, you can probably just check the description on the event, or no, you probably can't, can you? I'll put the link in here for you.
Okay, yeah, Kobe said I'll throw the link in there and make that work. It's Men of Letters podcast though on YouTube. If you want to check that out. Yeah, Cole, that's super. That's wild, man. And the thing about it, like you say, you like it's almost like so because when you go into that dream world, you are aware of your past and present.
Yeah, it's like I was trying to explain to mom and dad about Sinners,
Hmm.
but it's kind of like when you watch a really good movie and you kind of already know like, and it's kind of like normal life. You already know the backstory of stuff.
Right.
So like you don't like so like when you're in these dreams or you already know why that's the thing, you know why that's the thing, or you know why like some dreams have anxiety, like a underneath anxiety because like, there's a big event going on, like you know what I mean? And it's like
Hmm.
oh like an alien aliens are attacking. That's mostly my dreams. It's like a world event I have
Mm.
to deal with, and also I do normal life shit.
Those are fun. The Armageddon type stuff with aliens
Yeah.
attacking and great floods and stuff like that. Those are always fun because I figure out after a while that it is a dream, and then you know,
Yo.
and then I do my
Wait.
thing.
This isn't real. I
Right.
can fly.
Right. That's my go-to every single time. Let's go. But yeah, that's crazy because like you go into the world knowing
Mhm.
how to be, how to act, what to do, the past, the present, and sometimes the future. So
Yeah.
all right, we'll keep going, guys.
A realm where you can meet other souls, revisit past lives, and glimpse your future timelines. The astral world is not fantasy. It's the
Just
next
said it.
layer of existence.
Yep.
And you go there every night. You just don't remember. But there was a book, a forbidden one, a book that didn't just hint at this truth, it revealed it.
Mm.
A manuscript so powerful that it was burned, banned, buried by every institution that wanted to keep you in the dark. Because it didn't just talk about dreams, it explained them. It mapped the entire structure of sleep, death, and the afterlife. It showed exactly what happens when consciousness leaves the body, and it taught how to stay aware, how to wake up inside the dream and take control. This book, which has been reconstructed through fragments of Egyptian funerary texts, Tibetan dream yoga, Gnostic gospels, and the secret teachings of the Hermetic order, makes one thing crystal clear. You are not your body. You never were.
Nope.
You are awareness, pure consciousness, having a temporary experience in physical form. And every night your soul tries to remind you through
No, never had that.
You want to get that?
I've never ever been stuck in sleeping position and you're in that dream world, and when you wake up, you can't move your arm because you were deep in the dream. No, I've never. I've had my arms numb, like my hand numb, and like not able to move my arms. No, I never had that.
I've definitely had that. It's sleep paralysis.
Oh yeah, I guess I've had that. Yeah.
Yeah, the sleep paralysis. I don't recommend you looking around the room when you're stuck in sleep paralysis. Keep your eyes shut, and then you'll probably go back into that dream. And then you'll find where it's basically your brain has woken up before your body has woken up.
Yeah.
But you can see some pretty wild things. Some are very scary, and I wouldn't recommend that. Just keep your eyes closed. If you're still awake, move a finger or a toe, and it'll get the rest of your body going. In the dream, you're fighting and wake yourself up. Oh yeah, absolutely, done that. Yeah, Shell does that quite a bit. Our mom has done that. Our mom has done that. She's had some pretty wild dreams that have manifested themselves into the real world.
Yeah.
You know, it's scary. It's scary AF because it feels real.
Yeah.
This thing is telling you that it's real. So, yeah. All right, we'll keep it pushing, y'all.
Symbols, through metaphors, through echoes of past and future, but you dismiss them because society taught you to. You were trained to ignore your dreams, trained to laugh them off. It's just a dream, you say. But what if just a dream was the most profound journey your soul takes every 24 hours? Your ancestors didn't take dreams lightly.
Only my old high
They
school
saw them as
mates would
divine
know that.
messages,
Yep.
initiations, and warnings.
My
The
boy.
Egyptians believed that the dream world was a dimension you entered through the duat, a hidden realm accessed during the hours of sleep. The Tibetans believed that the more lucid and aware you became in your dreams, the more control you gained in death. Because the same path you travel in sleep is the one you'll walk when your body dies.
I truly believe that.
But it gets deeper. Because these ancient teachings weren't just mystical, they were practical. They taught how to retain awareness after the body falls asleep. They taught how to exit the body consciously. And most importantly, they taught how to navigate the dream world with purpose. What if you could do the same? What if you could remember? Because here's the secret most people don't know. You've already astral projected. You've already left your body. You just weren't conscious when it happened. That feeling of falling right as you drift off, that sudden jolt that pulls you awake, that's your consciousness misaligning with your physical body during the exit. That floating sensation you sometimes feel when you're between sleep and waking, that's the start of separation. You are doing it, you've always been doing it, you just haven't been trained to notice. And that's exactly how they've kept you blind. Because if you were taught from childhood to track your dreams, to map the patterns, to understand the symbols, and to awaken inside the dream, by now, you'd be a master traveler, a soul navigator,
We've been working
a
on that
conscious
for a long
explorer
time.
of other dimensions. And that's dangerous. To them. Because once you master the dream world, you start asking different questions. You start remembering things you're not supposed to remember, like past lives, soul contracts, timelines, the architecture of reality itself. And suddenly, the 9-to-5 system starts to look like a prison. The media starts to look like a spell. The rules of this world start to feel optional. Because you've touched something else, something real, something infinite. And once you've touched it, you can't go back. There's a reason the ancients created rituals around sleep. They didn't just lie down and hope to dream. They prepared. They cleansed their bodies. They recited mantras. They placed sacred symbols near their heads. Because they knew what was coming. They understood that sleep was a passage, a nightly ritual of leaving this world and entering another. and they wanted to arrive with intention, not confusion. You, on the other hand, were taught to collapse into bed exhausted, to flood your brain with screens until the last possible second,
interesting.
to go unconscious.
My bad, bro. I'm
Because
over here downloading
unconsciousness
the
is
dream
safe.
tracker.
Unconsciousness
You good.
is predictable.
Look at that.
But awareness?
Really?
Awareness is dangerous. It breaks
I
the
remember
spell.
mine, dude.
Think about how many times you've woken up from a dream that felt more real than your
Nathan White,
entire
what's
day.
up, buddy?
The colors were
What up,
vivid.
Nate?
The
Nate's
emotions were
great.
intense. You met people you
Glad to have you here,
swore
bud.
you knew. Maybe you even saw places you've never been in waking life, yet they felt hauntingly familiar.
Really?
That's not fantasy. That's memory.
You try not
That's
to.
your soul remembering what
You
your
need to
conscious
try
mind
to.
can't
You're
explain.
powerful.
Because while your physical body
Yeah.
is resting, your consciousness is navigating a realm of
We gotta
fluid
try to
time and
reconnect
malleable
next
space.
weekend.
It's scanning possibilities, exploring alternate timelines, reconnecting with your higher self,
I've had some dreams
sometimes
come
even
true,
working
too.
through karmic patterns that your waking mind isn't ready to face. You felt this before, that strange pull in your gut when you meet someone new, and it feels like you've known them forever. That deja vu so powerful it makes your heart race. That vivid dream that keeps
Yeah.
returning to you over and over again, like a message trying to break through. It's not random. It's the residue of where you've been, when you thought you were just asleep. And this is where it gets truly profound. Because sleep, in its deepest form, is not escape. It's access. It's access to the truth of who you are. A multidimensional being, a soul with layers upon layers of experience, stretching across time, space, and incarnation. And every night you return to those layers. The only question is whether you'll remember. The Forbidden Book, the
Why
one
gotta
pieced
be a
together
dog
from ancient
turd?
sources across centuries,
Damn.
reveals that the soul doesn't dream in metaphors, it dreams in codes, symbols that bypass the logical brain and speak directly to the subconscious. A lion in your dream might not just be a lion, it might be a representation of power you've forgotten. A recurring alway might not be just architecture, it could be a portal. A repeating face could be a guide or a version of you from another reality. Your dreams are encrypted, and the more you pay attention, the more you begin to decode the truth, that this physical world is just one layer of a much larger dream. And once you realize that, everything changes. That's why this knowledge has been hidden. Because when you reclaim your sleep, you reclaim your sovereignty. When you begin to navigate your nights with intention, you're no longer under their spell. You become lucid. Not just in your dreams, but in your waking life. You start to see the illusions around you, the scripts, the programming,
Carl Jung.
the limitations that were never really yours.
You heard him, Kobe?
Imagine this. You go to bed tonight with intention. You tell yourself, I will remember where I go. I will awaken inside the dream. And you do. You find yourself in a realm more vibrant than anything you've ever seen. You realize you can move without walking, fly without wings. You sense a presence beside you, an old friend, a guide, a version of yourself from beyond time. And suddenly, it all makes sense.
What's up, bud?
This is who you are. This.
You want me to pause it?
No, that's crazy. Whenever I've had my lucid dreams, though, it's like my brain does like a completion thing, and my brain goes, oh. So what he's saying is like when you lucid dream, it's like you met an old friend, something that you've forgotten. That's a feeling I always remember when I'm in my dream and I start to go, oh, I'm dreaming, I'm in a car, I'm gonna get out this car. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go fly. I just start flying.
Yeah.
And like the world just changes. It's like, and then all of a sudden, usually I wake up. Whenever I start to get lucid and start to understand I'm dreaming, my dream doesn't let me it's like, oh no, you're way too powerful now. I'll start shaking stuff up. I'll start changing. I'll start flying through the universe.
Yeah.
Like, wait, we can't.
Yeah.
We can't keep up with you. What are you doing?
I'm glad that you have mastered that ability because a lot of people have it. I have too. I can. Sometimes I don't know that I'm dreaming. I can still do it.
I gotta let my dream. So what I do now to not lose it, I let my dreams play out until I don't like it. And that's why with my one dream I told you that messed me up. Like I couldn't change it like I wanted. It wouldn't let me change it. I never
Yeah,
had that before. I was like,
yeah.
wait, I don't like this. This has never happened in a long time.
I know for a fact I'm dreaming, and I
Yeah.
can't change it.
I'm
Yeah,
not changing my dream.
that's super frustrating because you're like, I'm better than this. Like
Yeah.
what's happening? So Nathan White says, remember the episode of Futurama when Fry was getting commercials in his dream? So
Yeah.
wow, yeah, I do
That's
remember
the
that.
future though.
Yeah, oh yeah. That because, and that's like how they're doing that research where they can speak to each other through their lucid dreaming and stuff. It's dangerous. We're excited about it, but it's super dangerous at the same time because it could be used for war,
Yeah,
for
that's true.
ad- advertising. People can that like the whoever controls it can know they can know you better than you know yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I looked up Carl Jung, and it's a Swiss psychiatrist and psychologist. So thank you, Nathan, for that little gem, man. I'll look into that. But yeah, so they're gonna weaponize it. Once they figure out how it works, they're gonna weaponize it. I
Yeah.
mean, they weaponized the boat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they they weaponized the airplane.
it's got me thinking, man. Every time I get lucid, yeah, I tear my reality apart. That's why I wake up. 'Cause it's like, oh, this is fake. Everything's like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
don't play with it. I just let it like wake me up. It's fake,
but it's not fake.
but it's not fake. I don't know. Yeah,
It's that reality because that's a reality that you're in at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? It's just as real as your reality now.
I can let it ride.
Yeah, but you just can't manifest anything in this reality. Well, you can, but it takes time. It takes a
Yeah,
long time. So
right.
that's why this is so difficult. So Ryan Jacobson and I guys, thank you for stay lighting up the chat. We love that.
I
Um
did
uh
too.
how you so Ryan Jacobson asks, have you ever been
Yeah.
in a dream that was so real you didn't know the difference, and then you were in another dream before you woke
Yes. That's always me. I'm in a
Yeah,
dream within a dream all the time.
yeah.
And I get the ones that as a child, you get them a lot where I had a dream and it was scary, right? And I wake up in a house that wasn't mine. I'm
Mm.
like, God damn it, you're dreaming still. The bad thing to scare me. Now I'm like, oh, is it gonna be like what's gonna scare me? Like, what's it gonna be? When you see it, you're like,
Right,
it's
right.
not scary.
Yeah, not that, especially it's a dream. But yeah, they I know Inception deals with that. The Freddy
Yeah,
Krueger movies deal with that. Nightmare on Elm Street, and then also the famous Scary Terry.
Scary Terry. I would test my metal against Scary Terry
Scary
or
Terry.
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy. I have gotten into a Freddy Krueger before. Um, as a kid, I failed miserably watching those movies because I thought because you're a kid, it's a dream, it's a scary dream, it's a nightmare. But as an adult, I've done pretty good against
I've
Freddy
never
Krueger.
seen Freddy in my dreams.
You haven't? He hasn't manifested himself in
Mm-mm.
your dream because he's not a real thing, but but
No,
but
but if
but
he, because that's how the dreams, that's how the movies were. Y'all know that, right? It'd be people dreaming and they wouldn't realize they were dreaming,
mm,
and then they realize they were dreaming. They could whoop his ass.
right. The Dream Warriors. I think
Yeah. Yep.
I think it was Diamond on Street 3 or 4 or something, and they were Dream Warriors. They became badasses in their dreams once they
So all you had
realized.
to do was grab him, and either you beat his ass in your dream, or you grab him and wake up, and they're either in your world, and it's all popping then.
Yeah, yeah. Once he's flesh and blood, you know.
Ooh,
Yeah,
man.
Jason Voorhees beat the dog shit out of him.
Yeah.
So there's that, y'all. Let's see here. Ryan Jacobson says
That's
that was
20
20
years.
years ago, and I can still picture everything, dude. That happened just one time 20 years ago. That happens to me quite often.
Yeah. Oh, I have a lot of those dreams. I had a dream that I
Uh,
woke up in this townhouse I'd never been in before, and this like thing was in the basement trying to get me as a kid. And I
Oh,
was like, what? And those are like the video games y'all see. Those are my dreams. That's what kind of like makes me feel kind of weird. Like those like back rooms.
those
I used to
back rooms.
have dreams like that as a kid. Like, that was my real dreams.
And I wonder if people had those same type of dreams, and
And they
so
must have.
they went and made a video game like it.
They must have.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
wake up in a house or a place you've never been, and the
Mhm.
thing's stomping after you, and you don't know what the hell it is, and you're running.
Well,
I've had those
shit.
dreams so many times.
Well, shit. I've had that dream too. It wasn't
Right.
necessarily the back rooms, but it was just
It'd be like a house you've never been in, though, like a room or like a place. Sometimes it's your house.
yeah,
But most of the time, for me, it was a place I'd never seen before. And I'd be
yeah.
running.
I think Shell used to have a dream where she'd be running from something, and she would jump off her parents' bed, and she would fall. That's the only way she could fly. She'd jump off her parents' bed and kind of glide down the stairs and glide out the front door. And that's the only way she could do it. That's the only way. And that's how she get away from whatever was chasing her. So, all right, y'all. We'll keep it pushing. We'll probably come
Yeah,
up for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because this thing is pretty much saying the same thing over and over again. So I think we could probably just maybe go another 5 minutes and
All right.
probably wrap it up. So let's check it out.
Is what you've forgotten. And when you wake up, that memory doesn't leave. It stays with you, it colors your day, it shifts your choices. You move through life differently. Not like someone hoping to survive, but like someone who remembers their power. There's a reason why children have such vivid dreams, why they remember their past lives until we train them to forget. There's a reason they talk to invisible friends, describe flying through the sky, and know things they've never been taught. Their connection hasn't been severed yet. They haven't been programmed out of their awareness. But as they grow, they're told it was just a dream. And so they let go, and the door slowly closes.
Children talking to people they'd never seen before. Even mom did it, and mom called the person that she knew God. And she was telling a story today that she was in the woods. She said, God said, "Yo, you're in trouble." And she like ran off.
Mm-hmm.
Children, man, like we have a sense to something. It could be God. It could be whatever. It could be your higher self.
Right.
I had an imaginary friend who I think was a ghost, but that's a different story.
The boy. Well, we
Yeah.
always knew Piggy.
I never knew Piggy.
Yeah, you act like you don't remember who Piggy was, but Piggy
I
was
have
the thing.
no idea who Piggy. The only thing I can think is Piggy was that little boy.
Pretty sure it wasn't that. I'm pretty sure that was a Piggy. But
Okay.
but the little boy was the thing that was in the utility closet.
Yeah, or under the bed, or like
Under the bed? Oh,
yeah, I go hang out with him under the bed.
why?
We go to the bathroom together.
I remember the bathroom, but you never said about the under the bed. Good Lord, man. That is all bad. That is what?
I thought he was an imaginary friend. I thought I was making it up in my head.
That's creepy. Under the bed. Will any of y'all go under the bed to hang out with your imaginary friend? Lord.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. What? But no, going back to like that voice, like mom talking about So what happened when she said God was talking to her, like when she left the woods? Something happened in the woods, or she didn't stay long enough to find out?
Doing being a kid because she ain't hanging out with her siblings, and God was like, "You better go." And I guess she got up out of there. But it's like we little kid, like I want to if I ever have kids, like I want to see if they do that stuff and kind of like encourage it more. But you're fine, do what you want.
Yeah. All right, Ryan's got see, he said, I was living in Arizona and I woke up. There's weird party going on in my house, and I was like, this can't be real. In my dream, I went back to sleep and woke up to a different dream that was super real. I finally woke up, went to the shower. That girl I brought home never called me again. I love reading the comments before I know exactly how it's gonna end. Happens to the best of us, Ryan. Happens to the best of us. You're in good company, buddy. Let's keep going.
But that door can be opened again. The ancient Tibetan practice of dream yoga was created for exactly this
crazy.
purpose. Not just to lucid dream, but to train the soul for death. Because death, according to the masters, is not the end. It's a transition into the same dimension you visit in sleep, the bardo, the in-between. And if you can maintain awareness in that realm, you can control your passage. You can choose whether to return, whether to evolve, whether to ascend. This is what the Forbidden Book teaches, that sleep is a dress rehearsal for death. And if you master it now, you transcend fear forever. And yet, modern science scoffs. Even while their own institutions, hidden deep in classified programs, have been researching out-of-body experiences, remote viewing, and the mechanics of consciousness leaving the body.
There's CIA
You can find
documentation.
the declassified documents if you look hard enough. The Gateway Process, the Monroe Institute,
I've tried the Gateway process.
government-funded studies showing that human consciousness can travel beyond space and time. Why do they bury this knowledge? Because a population that understands the truth about sleep cannot be controlled. You can't scare someone who understands death. You can't manipulate someone who remembers their multidimensional nature. And you certainly can't sell distractions to someone who wakes up every morning with a message from their higher self. So they poison your water, they flood your eyes with blue light, they bombard your subconscious with programming that makes you forget. Because the moment you fall asleep without awareness, they win. But not anymore. You can take it back. You can begin tonight. Start simple. Before you sleep, speak to yourself, out loud or in your mind. Say, tonight I will remember my dreams.
Do you do that?
Tonight I will awaken within them. Keep a notebook beside your bed. As soon as you wake, even if it's
Write it
fragments.
down.
Write it down.
Yep.
Don't worry if it doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to. It's a code. And with time, the code becomes clearer. You might start seeing patterns, symbols that repeat, people who appear again and again, places that call you back. That's your astral map unfolding. That's your soul showing you where it's been and where it wants to go. And if you choose to follow it, you'll remember more than just your dreams. You'll remember who you are. There's a reason you sometimes wake up more tired than when you went to bed. It's not because your body didn't rest. It's because your consciousness has been busy.
I believe that.
Yeah. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
All right, you got it.
Been traveling, navigating, learning, fighting through energetic debris that doesn't even belong to you. Some of it karmic, some of it ancestral, some of it connected to the collective unconscious you're tethered to whether you know it or not. And yet you're told it's all in your head. You're told that dreams are just psychological noise. But deep down, something in you knows that's not true. Think about the times you've had dreams so vivid they stayed with you for years. Scenes that etched themselves into your memory like waking life never could. Faces you can still picture, emotions that hit you like a wave. Why do you remember those so clearly? Because they weren't dreams. They were visits, encounters, missions. You weren't just dreaming. You were somewhere. And if you've ever experienced sleep paralysis,
okay, Ryan,
that
you're
moment
talking
when
about
your
it.
body is frozen, but your mind is fully awake, sensing something in the room with you, something watching, something real, then you've already glimpsed the border. You've already touched the veil. What they call sleep paralysis is often your awareness catching up with your consciousness mid-travel. You're in between, half here, half there. And what you feel isn't imagined. It's the presence of another dimension bleeding through the cracks.
All right, so Ryan, you were asking about that earlier. If anybody had experienced that, we had experienced that, and I was just like, yeah, I definitely experienced that. That's sleep paralysis, and do not open your eyes and look around. Because you're there, you're in that place. You're in my opinion, you're here and you're there at the same time, so you can see beyond the veil. And if you're not used to seeing what's beyond the veil, it's a pretty scary thing. That party in the multiverse was crazy. Yeah, I've been to pretty fun parties in the multiverse as well. And I've done some things in the multiverse, boy. I tell you what, it ain't cheating if it's in the multiverse. I'm just saying,
In
it
a
ain't
different
cheating.
dimension.
It's in a different dimension. That wasn't me. That was a version of me. My consciousness was just in another body at the time. But no, seriously, I have done some things in the multiverse. But we're talking about that sleep paralysis stuff, man. Now, if you wanna adventure and have fun, go ahead and open your eyes up when you're in the sleep paralysis. Go for it.
Honestly, that's let it ride. And then because that's when you really hit the lucid dreaming.
Yeah, yeah. You get the lucid dreaming. You
You
could jump out.
astral project.
You can astral project. You jump. Basically, you can jump out your body, and you will have a what do they call it, Kobe? The tether. You have a tether to your
Yeah.
body. But you can also see things. You can see things like the Hat Man. You can see things that exist in other dimensions that don't exist in our world, and some of that might be shocking to you because it looks like stuff you've never seen before, stuff you've seen in movies, maybe horror
There's
movies.
stuff you shouldn't be seeing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's. I think if you train yourself, it's not. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're used to it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're used to seeing that stuff, then all good. But if you're not, yeah, it might be kind of freaky. So, but yeah, just beware of Hat Man and the Shadow People.
Yeah.
That's not fun. Yeah. All right, we'll go a couple more minutes, guys.
Most people panic in that state, but you don't have to, because once you understand what's happening, you can use it. You can stabilize, you can exit, you can rise, and in that rising you can see things about yourself, about reality, about the universe that no textbook will ever teach you. Your body is a shell, a sacred vessel, yes, but temporary. Your consciousness is not inside your brain. That's just a receiver, a filter. You are not the thoughts moving through your mind. You are the observer behind them. And when you sleep, that observer unplugs from the physical and returns to its source. That source has many names: the astral plane, the etheric field, the dream world, but they all point to the same truth. There is a place beyond this place, and you visit it every night. This forbidden book, call it the Astral Codex if you want, describes sleep as the most regular, most accessible spiritual experience available to every human being.
It's fun.
It's the one portal that no authority can take from you. You don't need a priest, a temple, or a guru. All you need is stillness. All you need is trust. Trust that what you've been told isn't the whole story. Trust that what you feel in your bones, what you've always suspected, is true. You were never meant to forget your nights.
All right. I think we'll leave it at that.
It was weird me listening to that is how I think of that lady. I know I'm sounding crazy, yo, but that lady in my dream, I want to find her again. It's like if I don't beat her in my dream, I won't reach the next level of my dream world. Like it's something I think about a lot. I don't know why I think like that.
What
There's
lady?
something to that shit, man. I don't know.
What lady?
Remember I told you the dream where I was at this event and I was in this dressing room changing for it. And and tell you about that dream?
No, I've never heard this before. But I'm old too. I'm old, and I've drinking a
Maybe I
lot of
didn't
beer.
say so. I was having this dream where I'm in this I'm at this place. And I'm in this place that I'm changing. And my door is kind of cracked. You know, your door would be kind of cracked up in the bedroom.
Right.
I hear this lady go, Kobe. And I look. And I know that's the thing. I know I'm in dream world.
Okay.
Well, I knew I'm in dream world. I kicked
Right.
the door open, like, what it was good. I'm ready to get after it. Let's get
Right.
it. And nothing there. So I'm like, that was weird. You know what I mean? So I go back to, dream world, like this normal stuff. So we getting ready again. And I hear Kobe. And so I go and kick it open. And all of a sudden I'm kind of locked up. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? And it's somebody with a hood on, like a cloak. And yeah, I'm getting shivers. And she she teleported up these stairs, and I was like, "Don't you fucking turn around and look at me! I don't want to see your face." and she looked at me and gave me. It was like an old gray lady, like kind of grayish, and
The hag?
it was a hag. Yeah, it was kind of like she wasn't like super old, but like kind of like you know what I mean. She was
You run
older.
you run into the hag?
I don't know.
That's a
And
real
she was,
thing.
and she gave me a smirk, and I was like, if I get loose, you're done. And she's like, well, I know. And then I heard ghost in my dream. And I
Mm.
said, ghost, get her. And I heard like in my dream, he did this little "Rrrr." And I'm like, get her, get her. So I'm saying it. Ghost is moving in real life now.
Oh, for real?
And Lauren woke me up. And
Mm.
she's like, wake up, man. Like, what's going on with you? You're like talking in your sleep. And I was like, I gotta get her. I gotta get her. And Lauren was like, get who? What are you talking about? It was so. It felt like it was like she knew. She knew. Like I'm gonna say, I know I sound crazy, y'all, but she knew we were. Like we both knew we were in Dream World, and she knew I was pissed because she got me. Like she was able to get me. Something she did, she got me. You don't usually get me in my dream.
She won.
She won, and she knew it, and she's about to touch me. That's what's gonna happen. She's about to
What?
touch me.
So she was coming down the stairs to
She
touch
came.
you?
She was up the stairs, and she teleported in front of me, and she was about to touch me. And Ghost was in my dream.
Oh.
And Ghost, for some reason, he wasn't really getting her. That he went the wrong way. I was like, "Dude, you just come back this way, you dumbass." And he's coming back around to get her, and then he's moving in real life though. Cause I woke up, he was walking around in the
Yeah.
room. I don't know if it was like me waking up, kind of
Were you hyper aware of him or something?
of Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he was moving around.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
growling, and then Lauren woke me up.
Dang, man. I think but that the hag has shown up, and it's fun. I don't know if you ever looked up the hag.
No, I
Look,
never looked at that.
yeah, look up the hag. The hag ain't nothing to play with. Now the hag usually shows up, Brian. It's when you are in the sleep paralysis. That's when the hag usually shows up. So you were locked up. So you're in sleep paralysis, kind of, but you're locked up in your dream, Kobe.
Yeah.
So, dude, you had a run in with the hag. I've never had a run in with the hag. Are you looking it up right now?
Hell,
I,
are you? Is this real? Is this real?
it's
She
you're-
looked like a realistic version of that.
yes, that's the hag. Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, I wanted her ass, bro. I
You
wanted
want-
her, bro. I wanted her, and she knew
That's what
I
he
was.
said.
Oh yeah, I sounded kind of crazy. That was a wild.
Hey, yo.
Whoa. Well, she can come see me again. And if I'm aware.
But you know who the hag also is?
Ooh,
Lilith.
I wanted to kill her.
It's the Lilith demon.
I wanted to kill her, bro. And you know what? I thought I got a fake dream. So I'm gonna tell you this dream too. My fake one is that I was in this house. You know, dreams don't make no sense. I'm just writing this stuff down.
Yeah.
And she was like, I was like looking through this like, and I thought it was her. I was like,
Mhm.
and she was like in this room, and she kept peeking at me. Bro, I came and choked her the fuck out. She was but she kept laughing, and I was like, this ain't really this. I didn't get you this time.
Bruh, type in Lilith, the hag.
Yeah, I already saw it.
That's Lilith, bro. Do you remember that one thing that we watched?
Yeah.
And the guy was talking about Lilith and how Lilith is also a succubus.
Yeah.
And Lilith was giving them that good.
Yeah, I don't want that.
You got the hag, boy. That's the hag will give you that good.
I'm trying to kill her.
The hag knew to come after you and not me. Cause I'm like, hey, look, hag, I heard that you get that good. So like your brother tried to kill me. So that's the one.
You, because I've been trying to. Like, you don't lock me up in a dream. You don't do that.
Yeah, that's a hag, bro. That's a big damn. That is crazy. How could you never tell me that's Lilith, bro?
It's dreams to me. I thought we were thinking about it like that.
We have literally talked about Lilith on this show. Like we literally talked
I
about
didn't know that was. I thought it was the way. Like I never seen her face before. It wasn't like terrifying, but I didn't like her. I don't like her.
But this recently when you seen her face?
like a month ago.
Okay, yeah, we talked about Lilith about 4 or 5 months ago.
That's kind of creepy. I don't know. It's just
Maybe
dreams,
longer.
probably too.
Is it? Because I just described the person in your dream, and then you Googled it, and it's the same person I was talking about. That's not just a dream, dude. We just watched a video that said your dreams are not just dreams. Like we literally just.
So why does she fear me? Why is she so like she don't want no smoke with me? Like I could tell, like she kind of said it to me, like I can't really fuck with you, but but like
But
you know
she
what I'm
can still fuck
saying?
with you.
But she's fucking with me. But she's like, whenever it gets whenever I get my hands on her, she's like always able to get away. But like she don't really want to
Yeah.
fight me, like square up with me. She's always doing some dumb shit. Like whenever I'm having a good dream, she'll show up and I'll fuck her up and then she'll run away. Or like I'm starting to kind of like every time it's this
Yeah.
weird ass shit going down. This lady or something like that.
But why wouldn't she? If she could just wear you down, eventually she can just wear you down. She catch you at a weak moment. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like I'm getting stronger.
Yeah, yeah, could be that. It might be something. Might be something. More. It might be something more. Benevolent, posing as something benevolent to strengthen you. It could be that too. But I tell you what, the hag ain't never came to see me. Cause the hag come see me.
I didn't even think about it like that, bro. I was just like, she locked me up like in a weird, like half wake, half asleep thing.
Yeah.
I was like, if I'm gonna tear you, I'm gonna if I get my hands on you, I was yelling it at her. And Lauren woke me up, but
Man.
I couldn't say it. I was like, but I was saying in my head, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna mess you up, and I woke up.
Like it's hard to formulate when you're talking in dream world. It's hard to
Yeah.
manifest that in real life. But sometimes it comes out like muttering.
I was so mad.
The man that hag tried to get at you, but also the hag may not have known what you're capable of, and so
It was weird. It was
came at
like
you.
I got you, but like I know I can't get you all the time. She knew it. At that time, she had me. And I
Yeah.
couldn't do, but then I knew, for some reason, Ghost was there, and Ghost was moving around, and she was getting close enough. But then I was about to wake up, and then
So if she would have touched you, what do you think would have happened?
I don't know.
Did you fear her touching you?
Not really.
You were
Like I didn't want her to, but I wasn't like it's all over if you touch me. I just want to touch your back, honestly. Like I didn't like the fact that I couldn't move.
right.
You touched me as a problem. We want some problem. It wasn't like oh, I'm gonna get whatever. It wasn't nothing like that.
Right. Well,
Maybe you could have been.
careful that hag, man. Lilith ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah.
She ain't nothing to play with, man. So that's a pretty crazy dream, y'all. And if you guys were really paying attention to our conversation, I knew who Kobe was talking about without him telling me who he's talking about, because that entity exists. And when Kobe went and looked it up, he's like, oh shit. So sometimes we know what we're talking about, y'all. Sometimes, man.
It could be me just be kind of, I don't know, man. Oh shit! I hope it's not whatever this picture is though. But these are kind of creepy.
What's
Yeah,
that?
that's weird. Oh, this one. But I'm gonna shut up.
Let me see.
I don't know if I can blow it up or not.
Put it on your computer.
I'll put it up here. Yeah.
Yeah. So while Kobe does that, I thought this was freaking hilarious. So check this out, y'all. This is not that kind of show, but this is hilarious. Check this out.
I heard a lot of black people be like, that silverback's gonna f them up, and I was like, I trust black people in this because it's such a white like all the white people are being like, we'd f them up, and all the black people are like, that gorilla would f them up, and I'm like, I trust black people at assessing danger more than I do white people. White people suck at assessing danger.
That is the best argument you made.
Because we always think, like Traven said it yesterday, it's like, yeah, dude, a bunch of these Joe Rogan are being like, we don't even need 100. Me and my buddy on HGH, we could f this up. But when I saw a bunch of black people being like, that's similar. Like, yeah, man, like black people have a better radar for, I don't know about that. then white. Like when it comes to I don't know about that, they score 99% on the combine test.
But I don't know about that. It's about survival.
I'm gonna weigh on the 100 versus the
Weigh in.
gorilla.
Wait, I know we're a few weeks late, but weigh in on it.
Here's the thing about that, it goes either way. Could 100 men beat one gorilla? For sure. But the issue with that is that if 100 men go against the gorilla, those 100 men are going to see at least 20 of them get destroyed. Your brain's going to go into fight or flight if you see someone's head get ripped off by one slap. That's the issue. They're not all going to fight him. If they all go and get after him, they could probably win, but you're going to lose a lot. You know what? Everybody ain't coming home.
You could be hey, so you go see the first 20 or 30 getting they limbs torn off, and you're gonna be like, I don't know about that.
Right. You're like, nah, I'm cool. You're the number 55? You're like, nah, I'm all right. You see what he just did? That it just took that dude with whack. And a gorilla can bench easily 4,000 pounds. Imagine that punching you in the face.
Are you serious?
Because a gorilla can grab it. A gorilla is 400 pounds, and a gorilla can go and flip around. It can move. It moves its own body like that.
Right.
Its skin is like probably that thick.
Yeah.
And you're trying to use hands and fists.
Yeah, because there's no weapons. You can't go with weapons.
Man, a 4,000 pound bench gorilla. Can you imagine that?
I don't want
to throw cars at you.
They can throw a car at you.
But 100 men is a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
You can win. They could definitely win.
If you got no fear in your heart.
Yeah, you have to literally take the brains out of them.
Yeah.
They go fight. Because that's the only way you could win that.
That's the only way. Because fight or flight is gonna kick in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look that up real quick. I have the hag picture up. But let me look up how much your gorilla can bench.
I thought you were gonna say it can bench 400. And that's really strong. You said 4,000? Holy smokes.
Okay, I made that up. No, well, hold on. We'll pull the gorilla up first. It says It said what I said. Hold on.
It said 4,000 pounds. I was just taking your word for it, man. You know me.
It said a throwback can lift 4,000 pounds, but it still appear on AI between 1,000 and 1,500, depending on size. But then down here it said on the website 4,000 pounds. So I mean, hit him. This motherfucker. All right, the world's strongest man can deadlift 750.
Not even close.
And that's picking up a car, right?
Right.
A gorilla can bench press at least 1,700 pounds.
God,
the gorillas can bench press twice as much as the strongest man on earth.
Holy crap.
And you're saying, but let's take 100 men out of it. You can win for sure if you all just go after them and tackle it because you have more mass. That's just more mass. More than 4,000 pounds if there's 100 average pound men.
But what are the people going to do to subdue it? Are they punching it? Are they biting it? Like what are they doing to the gorilla to make it go unconscious?
My thing is, you're supposed to kill it? Man, what are you kidding me?
Like, what are you gonna do?
You're gonna break your hands against this gorilla's body.
Yeah.
If it can bench 4,000 pounds, you wonder how dense their muscles are.
Yeah, it's gotta be insane. I gotta get me a gorilla for God's sake, Mario Kart. Yeah, yeah.
Only reason why a gorilla wouldn't kill you because it's too dumb, probably.
Unless
it wouldn't understand, like it could just take you just like whack, 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 whack. It wouldn't. It'll probably just do some stupid stuff, and we would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not fighting a gorilla.
The gorilla is trying to get away from the person unless it's trying to protect something.
And what's the area? Because if we're in a wide area, like he can just run away and then take us out one by one.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Nathan White said they wear out quickly. So do we.
Yeah.
But
if you're saying a small room will win, if you're saying like a small room, of course humans will win. It's too many bodies, but
Yeah,
still, you're gonna get ripped to shreds. You're gonna have to
yeah.
watch people get ripped to shreds. I don't know if you want to do that.
Yeah. I know. I figured I'd throw it up there because that's been the great debate for the past few weeks. I know Shannon Sharp and Ultra Single and them they got into the debate and they gotta say that Jure said, never forget Hombre. Who's Hombre?
Hombre, he's the one that they killed like a really little boy fell in there. A little boy fell in, that was a long time. It was like 2015, 2016.
Yeah, I remember that. The little boy fell into the cage and they killed the gorilla. What'd the gorilla do?
The gorilla shouldn't even be there. Why is he in the zoo?
Yeah, like
now
what?
you let the kid fall. It's his fault.
Yeah, a gorilla's gonna do what a gorilla's gonna do. You know?
He didn't do anything. He didn't even touch the kid.
Did he? Oh, he didn't touch the kid. I thought he dragged the kid off.
Oh, but he might have. But he didn't hurt the kid.
No, he didn't hurt the kid, but he dragged him off and whatever. They killed the. Anyways, all right, y'all. So we'll. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny, and figured I'd throw it up, and just to switch things up and see what it do. So we're gonna get into my favorite segment, which is game for the gang. Then after that, we'll get into some Capernaum.
Capernaum.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Let's
So.
get it.
So the first one is game for the game is called No Intelligent Life on Earth, and you guys gotta remember that like when we do these videos, like we grab them at least a few weeks in advance, so we don't remember what they
videos
what they're gonna be. So I don't, and sometimes hey, we might be watching the Wolves game, and me had a few.
Go Wolves!
Go Wolves, baby! Go Wolves! So. All right, let's check this out. No intelligent life on Earth. Let's get it.
Alien came upon Earth and sees this one species, Homo sapiens. So they've spread all over the world. That's great. We love that. Let's look a little closer. Oh, wait a minute. They're harming them and they're killing them and they're riding over here. And why? Oh, because their skin color is differently reflective of sunlight than their skin color. Or they're worshiping and they learn all of this about us and they'll rush back home and report that there's no sign of intelligent life on Earth. If an alien came upon Earth.
What do you think about that?
I mean, depends on the alien race, but yeah. If it's a war, if the warrior race, they came to our country, they came to our place. Depending on how they feel, they're like maybe y'all don't fight enough. Shit, there's too many of y'all here. Y'all are weak. think about Viltrumites.
Yeah.
But no, I think if an intelligent species came here, they'd be like, "Oh, y'all are dumb as hell for sure."
Yeah, because you're fighting over differences.
Yeah.
Like stuff that you can't even control. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like your skin color is different. Or you can even talk about that when it comes to religion. Your religion is different, but you're born into a certain religion. So like you're indoctrinated immediately. Like you're a kid and that's all you know. You know what I mean? On that side of the earth or whatever. Oh no, we're gonna kill you. You're gonna wipe you out because you don't believe in the right religion. It's crazy work. That's crazy work. Or we need that. We need that oil. We need that. Like we're gonna go to war. Or we need to get rid of proof of ancient civilizations, advanced ancient civilizations. So we're going to start a war so that we can go into these places and destroy this stuff.
Yep. Take it out. Put it in museums. Like it's ours.
Yeah. So I don't know. I agree that. Yeah. No way to work together. Exactly. It's crazy. And I've always been a big supporter of alien invasion. We wouldn't survive it, but say that we could be a great way to get everybody together. Problem is that I think it's a project. I forgot what it is. There's some project that is going on where they're going to create a fake invasion. The government is supposed
Project Bluebeam.
Project Bluebeam. There you go. A fake invasion to scare the people and to bind them together to give them emergency powers to do a one world government. Do I think that could ever work? I don't know. I don't think so.
Be a tough time.
Right, but I mean, but here's the thing: do you debate on the fighting aliens? It's like
Yeah, people debate on COVID-19.
right,
Yeah, you can debate on any fighting alien.
like
You literally made a vaccine political. I'm pretty sure they can make fighting aliens political.
they could, and people were dying,
Yeah.
people were losing their lives. So
It didn't make
yeah,
any sense. Like, take
yeah.
the vaccine, don't take the vaccine, but like, why is taking the vaccine making you a soft soy boy? Like, why was that the reason? Like, or like, if you didn't, you're just a big idiot. Like, why did we do that? Like, that we should. Like, humans are dumb. So,
Oh.
all right. So back to the first video. You're
No
right.
intelligent life, no intelligent life. Whatever.
But think about that. We make Christianity political.
Yeah,
And Jesus never wanted, we literally ignore Jesus' teachings
all of it.
to make a point that
Yep.
you don't need to make. So
They built a religion around it. So Nathan White says, I saw a mummy once. It was very small for an adult.
chemtrails. What?
Yeah, no. Have you seen the speaking of chemtrails? Have you seen the blue rain?
I don't know. I know blue rain. I don't know what blue rain you're talking about.
It's not what you're thinking of.
Smoke them if you got them, goddamn.
Yeah, no, it's not the blue rain falling from the sky. There's a lot of it in Texas, and then in Colorado, it was purple rain. Not what you're thinking. It was purple.
Purple rain, purple
Purple
rain,
rain,
purple
purple
rain, purple rain. Sorry.
Good stuff. Good stuff too, by the way.
Crazy.
But no, it was like purple rain, and there was a bunch of TikTok videos. It might just be misinformation, but it was going on. I think it happened the 7th of here. It was the 7th of this month. So
I need video. I need to see it.
yeah, I was in when was the 7th? 7th of the Wednesday. But anyways, yeah, but if I can find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. There might be something that they're putting up there, Nathan White, when it comes to the chemtrails and stuff.
Right.
You know, cloud seeding and stuff. All right, so the next one is called Jesus and Satan. Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh, somebody about to get triggered. All right, let's see what we got here.
Is God, right?
Right.
And he knows what God knows because he's God.
Okay.
And he knows what's going to happen later, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, Satan, I'm assuming you think that he was real and the temptation was real.
That's the stuff, Nate. It's crazy.
Satan,
I do believe, yes, he's real.
and Satan knows that God is all powerful and is the ruler of everything, correct?
Correct.
If I walked into your apartment or your house, have you got a big screen TV?
Yes, I do.
Cool. And I said to you, if you bow down and worship me, I'll give you that big screen TV. Wouldn't you say it's already mine? How stupid is it for Satan to tempt Jesus with what is already his? What does Jesus care about all the lands that he surveys and ruling them if he's God and rules the universe? Not only is it an absurd thing to do, but both of the entities involved, both Jesus and Satan, would have already realized how absurd this was. The story is obviously fiction. Jesus is God, right?
Right.
And he knows.
What do you think about that, buddy?
Can you run it, but play one more time?
Yep.
Knows what God knows because he's God.
Okay.
And he knows what's going to happen later, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, Satan, I'm assuming you think that he was real and the temptation was real. Satan,
I do believe, yes, he's real.
and Satan knows that God is all powerful and is the ruler of everything, correct?
Correct.
If I walked into your apartment or your house, have you got a big screen TV?
Yes, I do.
Cool. And I said to you, if you bow down and worship me, I'll give you that big screen TV. Wouldn't you say it's already mine? How stupid is it for Satan to tempt Jesus with what is already his. What does Jesus care about all the lands that he surveys and ruling them if he's God and rules the universe? Not only is it an absurd thing to do, but both of the entities involved, both Jesus and Satan, would have already realized how absurd this was. The story is obviously fiction. Jesus is.
So, Jesus is God. Why would you tempt God if you know he's not going to dictate the temptation? Is what Satan's supposed to know?
Basically, how you gonna tempt somebody with their own shit?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
the apartment analogy make that. Yeah, I get that. I don't know what to say to that. I guess that story, like that part, didn't happen in the Bible. What he's trying to say?
It did happen in the well, it's in the Bible.
But he's saying that was a made up part of the Bible.
Yeah, it's just another jab at the at the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Did that debunk Jesus? Because he's not debunking Jesus.
No, he's debunking the entire story, the entire
Bible,
the entire stuff that he's probably just picking pieces of the Bible, picking pieces out. You know
I guess I didn't understand where the context of that conversation was coming from.
Yeah, he just because so how are you believing in the ludicrousy that is in the book? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not the one to ask that, I guess.
Yeah.
I believe in the Bible.
Me neither. There is no hell, only an afterlife. I agree.
I don't believe that Jesus was. Yeah, like the whole. Let's talk about it. The whole Jesus going to hell made no sense to me when they talk about it in the Bible. Why would he go there if he's already? Like, why would he need to care about temptation? He's already. That didn't make any sense to me. But whatever. I get what you're trying to say.
It doesn't make any sense because you have your adult mind and you've grown up and you realize.
And he fought for this thing. Jesus fought for to teach people who God was. So why would he be at the finish line? But you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna kick it with Satan in hell. What?
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here and take a tour of the facilities. See what he working with. Come on, man. That's crazy work. By the way, I found that that blue rain. So I'll show it to you real quick. Check this out.
Reporting blue rainwater falling out of the sky, particularly in southern states.
So I live here in the Central Valley, and it was raining a couple of minutes ago. Can anyone explain?
Blue.
Crazy.
Now, this is particularly happening in Texas.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, bro. That cannot be good for you. This is reminding people of January, where there was large particles in the fog and mysterious fog all over the place.
I think I like guys, what is the rain?
I agree, Nathan.
Hey, we're camping
in
this beautiful state park in Texas, and it's been raining, and the water that's coming out of the sky is blue. And it's not this tarp, because it's happening on this tarp too.
I mean, that is some blue.
That's wild.
It's crazy. Are they chemtrailing us?
We have this little bowl out here for our dog. Check this out.
It's purple.
Purple. That's more of a purplish rain.
Purple rain.
But it is colored. And that's what's absolutely insane. We're having colored rain. And it's not blue like Texas. I'll show you again. And maybe this is states, like different states. Check it out. Empty glass. This shit is purple. Blue rain.
People are reporting blue rainwater.
I never wanted to be your weekend lover.
That's so weird.
Ain't that crazy, bro?
You saw it? Did you see it? Personally?
No, I ain't see it. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Nathan White says Jesus' teachings are solid. The same as many others. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I thought Buddha had some cool stuff too.
Yeah, I'm really digging Buddha stuff. That makes a lot more sense to me than most of the stuff. So, all right, y'all. So the next one I'm gonna show is called. Ooh, I lost my spot. It's called Masters of the Game. Hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, hold on. I just have to make sure. It looked weird. So I wanted to make sure I had the right thing. All right, have you ever watched King of the Hill? Starts off with the King of the Hill stuff.
Yeah.
All right, what's it? It is jet toilet.
What?
God, I hope that wasn't raining on people.
Damn.
God, I hope that wasn't. Because they be tearing them toilets up, man. Holy smoke. That's a porta potty. All right, check this out. It's kind of deep.
What you listening to, son?
If you hold a gun, and I hold a gun, we can talk about the law. If you hold a knife, and I hold a knife, we can talk about rules. If you come empty-handed, and I come empty-handed, we can talk about reason. But if you have a gun, and I only have a knife, then the truth lies in your hands. If you have a gun, and I have nothing, what you hold isn't just a weapon, it's my life. The concepts of law, rules, and morality only hold meaning when they are based on equality. The harsh truth of this world is that when money speaks, truth goes silent. And when power speaks, even money takes 3 steps back. Those who create the rules are often the first to break them. Rules are chains for the weak, tools for the strong. In this world, anything good must be fought for. The masters of the game are fiercely competing for resources, while only the weak sit idly, waiting to be given a share.
I like that.
That's some Confucius for that ass.
So whatever you do, try to be powerful.
Mm-hmm. If you're powerful, money don't even matter. They said money takes 3 steps back.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the oligarchy.
Yeah, that's how I figured, I guess.
Yeah. But the money gets you the power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can have money and have no power. So that's why you get people like, these rich dudes, whatever, like Trump, trying to be president. You know what I'm saying? He got the money, but he wants the power and the respect, because somebody much smarter than him told him that's what you got to do. And he ain't the only one.
Yeah, he wants the gun.
Right. He wants the gun. Exactly. So it's not a political show. This is just just kind of one of the things. It's like, hey, it's game for the game.
Yeah.
Like shit's real out here.
Yeah.
It's just real out here. And these are the masters of the game.
And you could argue other people want the gun too, and I could say you're right, but that's what I would call a straw man. You're not sticking to the point. Donald Trump wants the gun right now.
Yeah.
And others want the gun too. But
facts. And Donald Trump wants to show it in the streets. The mom and dad were just telling me about how he want to do a military parade. We don't do that in this country.
For what? Who are we fighting?
Right. We don't do that in this country. That's the stuff for those communist what do you call it? Dictator type countries.
It's just weird, and it's just weird, And if you can't acknowledge that, if you're trying to support it or not, that should be weird to you.
Yeah.
If Obama want to do that, I tell you right now, that'd be weird. Like, you're fucking weird.
Oh, you want to? They want to tar and feather him, and we can say that because our people will get tar and feather a lot back in the day. Yeah, very solid. Makes sense. Laws and power, absolutely. Yeah. Big facts. So, all right. So the next one I got is called Christ consciousness. I thought that was pretty dope. Yeah, we love talking about Christ consciousness. So, we believe that's basically what Christ is here to do. So check this out. I'll mute that.
Jesus did not come to our planet to be worshipped. What he actually came here for was to show us that God is within us. Jesus was a being who was a fourth density soul, and he came to Earth during a time where they were letting go of third density karmic cycles. And he came to plant the seeds of fourth density consciousness. So Jesus was not something that was above us. What he actually was just something that was ahead of us. Jesus even went through his own process of remembering. From the years of 12 to 30, he studied at places like mystery schools, and he activated his light body and the Christ consciousness within him. This was referred to as his lost years. From what he learned, he went and taught society about unity, oneness with God, and forgiveness, so that people could start to get access to fourth density consciousness themselves. And what he was teaching was not to worship him or something outside of yourself. He said, the kingdom of God is within you.
Upon you.
You are gods. You are all sons of the Most High. And you will do even greater things than I. What he was teaching was to help people remember the power that they held inside of themselves. And Jesus didn't die for your sins. What he died for was to show you unconditional love and to break the illusion that you are separate from God. But religion took this and said that in order to get to God, you have to go through Jesus. But actually, what he was teaching was that God is already within you. In order for us to truly evolve to fourth density consciousness, we have to break free from this illusion that religion has taught us. We cannot continue to worship these things outside of ourselves, because as we do that, we lose our power. It's time for us to remember that God is within us. It will never be outside of us. And when we recognize that we have that divine nature within, we can come into unity with all beings who are all representations of us.
Think about that, bro.
I think it's true. I think it's, I don't know why that would. I don't know why we even talk about this anymore. Not, I don't mean to say it like that, but what I mean to say is, like, I don't know, like, just read it, what he's saying, it's read what he says. Read Matthew, the goat and the sheep. Read how he, yeah. What are we talking about?
It's in there. It's in there, but it ain't talked about.
It's about how he died, not about like how he lived.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. And that's why I don't like talking about him with certain people. It's like we're focused on how he died too much.
Right. And then talking about he's the only way. Nah, through him the only way. Nah, that's not what he said. He never said that.
He said heaven's upon us.
Yeah, and it's inside of you.
Inside of you.
So
and that, the people who did for the least of me, quote unquote, us, will not be going to heaven.
Right.
I am you, you are me. We basically saying, if you don't help me, if you don't help the least of us, you're not helping me.
Right.
You can just read that. And what is that telling you?
Mm-hmm.
You are. I feel life is you reflecting you in different ways, in certain different, different timelines. You're just experiencing yourself over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
You figure out what's the right, what you're supposed to do. At least on this world.
Yeah, and I think that he and the other people that surround us, other people that we share this reality in this world with, are pieces of us as well. So it's all the different experiences that are happening. Like Nathan is me.
Yeah.
You're me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The new Pope. You know what I'm saying? Who's a brother, by the way. Yeah.
Villanova.
Yeah, Villanova. And he's got the DNA say.
Yeah, slave ancestry.
Yes, sir. So, but we're all one. We're just tendrils of the higher consciousness or whatever. And that's why Jesus was saying that. It's like, nah, y'all can do the same stuff I can do. Y'all can go just as hard as me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to let y'all know. But I've awoken. I've broken that veil. I can see through it all. This is why I can do the things that I can do. I've been taught and I've been trained to do that. So Nathan White, he brought up a good point here. This is from the video prior to this. First and Second Amendments need to be protected and not perverted. So the First Amendment, as y'all don't know, that says, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution protects fundamental rights, including freedom of religion, speech, the press, assembly, and the right to petition the government. Specifically, it prohibits Congress from making laws respecting the establishment of religion and prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Additionally, it safeguards the freedom of speech, the press, and the right of the people to peacefully assemble and petition for the redress of grievances. And Trump's trying to take that away. The Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution states a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So that is what Nathan is.
And I agree that you should be able to bear arms. I don't agree in the fact that anybody and everybody can have a gun. That's just my 2 cents. I agree you should be able to have a gun. I agree you should have whatever gun you want to have within reason. There's some guns we just don't need, I feel. But I feel most guns, if you want to have it, you should be able to have it. But common sense laws shouldn't be so crazy to people. I don't see anybody want to take away your guns. I want a gun. You know what I mean? I don't think that I should be able to have a weapon or here's the big thing. You should have somebody who's aware and know what they're doing with the gun. There should be tests on that. The driver's license tests. You know what I mean? Why don't we have a test them to make sure you're mentally able to have a gun? So that's just my 2 cents. I don't know why that's such a big thing. I do not agree with people taking your guns away from you. But people always think, no, you want people to take your guns away. I'm like, no, I don't. That's crazy. Right. But I think you should have, a good thinking brain with the gun as well.
No, and you don't need a Gatling gun. Just saying, you don't need one. We were at a shooting range out here maybe a year ago, maybe longer than that, maybe a couple years ago, and somebody had a Gatling gun. For why? like what are we talking about? You don't need the chopper. You don't need the chopper. You don't need it. For what?
Man.
What are we fighting? Zombies? What are we talking about?
Fighting terrorists, man.
Yeah. They meant the shotgun to go above your fireplace. That's what they were talking about. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. This is not necessarily the show for that. But I did want to acknowledge Nathan's comment because you're my boy, Nathan. All right, so we're going to go to the next one. It's called Jealous God.
I just find it interesting because we're from a family that had guns on our mom's side. Like that was never a thing. But but everyone on that side thinks they lock their guns up. You have safes and make sure you're safe with your gun. Anyway, but
nobody's running around with the switch. Yeah, nobody's running around with that. So, all right, y'all. So, am I sharing this? Y'all see it? Y'all see it? All right, Jealous God, check this out.
In the Bible, where God tells people to rip pregnant women open and dash their little ones on the ground if they worship pagan gods. Yeah, that's par for the course with him. He hates pagans. He says he'll knock down your churches, desolate your cities, even make you eat your own children. I mean, even the first commandment, he says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. First off, he's kind of admitting the existence of other gods before him, or at the very least, the existence of other gods in general, depending on how you interpret that quote. But secondly, why does he care so much? If he was, in fact, the one true God, as he claims, why would he be so insecure? God is a jealous God. He's pretty famously insecure. That's an understatement. If he's making people eat their children, why so much hate? He can't be jealous of gods that don't exist, so why is he so eager to silence pagans? If he knows that other gods do exist, but he just doesn't want humans knowing about that, well, control of information is a sign of a dictatorship, but mainly, why doesn't he want to be found out? What's he hiding? There has to be more to that. I don't know. But it's also worth noting that he doesn't want witches to live. What?
Yeah.
In Exodus. But not just that, in Leviticus, he also trash talks mediums, sorcerers, necromancers. Again, in condemning these things, he's kind of acknowledging their existence. Necromancers are very specific. It makes you wonder if there are certain people or even gods that he doesn't want being brought back to life. It's also worth noting that when God is depicted in Revelation, he's surrounded by a rainbow. What does that remind you of? The Bifrost. Loki, Loki, Loki. If you're trying to make people forget that pagan gods exist, maybe you should stop bringing them up all the time. In retrospect, it seems like a bit of an oversight, but so was just keeping the same name for the underworld and just dropping the Heim. Although it was named after his daughter, so at least he's a loving father. Remember that bit in the...
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of Nordic like nods in the Bible. The three horsemen. There's it's Zeus, Hades, and I forgot the other one.
Zeus, Hades, Hermes.
Hermes,
Yeah. The four horsemen.
Hail
and Hades.
Helm.
Yeah.
The creature that rises out of the water in the times.
Mm-hmm.
They call that the world serpent in Nordic. Like we've already said, if you watched our podcast, we've said this stuff a million times. So
yeah, there was a you and I were talking about the flood in an earlier podcast. We talked about that sea creature that took out one of the giants.
Yep.
And then I think one of the archangels came down and killed the other giant. So just going back to Nathan's comments, he said to protect us from tyrannical government and home defense. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Look, I hope people understand what I'm saying. I have nothing against guns. I think people should have a gun. I don't really care. I just don't think everybody and their mama who's dumb as rock should have a gun. I just think people go take a simple test, get your gun, keep your gun. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But there are also other countries out here they don't have, but not so high on guns. We have the most.
I'm trying to come at a basic level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With people, well, yeah, we have the most gun violence in the world, and it makes no sense.
It's crazy.
And I'm just like, well, how about we just do this? We're like, oh, you're taking our guns away. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah, but I'm like you. I'm like, yeah, you know. I mean, you kind of have to have it now. You gotta have to have a gun because everybody else has one. So if somebody comes to your house and they have a gun and you don't, well, then you're screwed.
Right.
You understand? But the tyrannical government. I have a question about this, my brother. I don't know how this works, so I'm really just asking if the government comes for your guns, then what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like the tyrannical government comes for your guns. What do you do?
That's happening in Nazi Germany, right? They take the weapons away.
They took the weapons away. So what do you do? Do you
that instead of a fight? That means start fighting back.
I'm not. I'm like, here you go.
That's the thing. It's like, when do you know that's when you should do that? Because Australia took away guns, or New Zealand, one of those countries, and they haven't had a gun murder in years.
Yeah.
Would you call that a tyrannical government?
Yeah.
This is me thinking out loud because Nazi Germany did that. They took away your guns. That was a tyrannical government.
Right.
Would you consider Australia or New Zealand tyrannical for that? No.
Only because we know what happened afterwards in both situations. You know what I'm saying? So we can judge one another.
Would you give your guns up now?
Right.
To the government right now? Who's in the office right now?
I would.
I wouldn't.
I would have to.
I mean, you would, right? Or you
I would do it because I have to. Yeah, not because I want to, but because I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna.
Well, then what if you do, and now you're in a situation like Nazi Germany?
I'm screwed. I'm completely effed. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing I think about a lot.
Unless we all came together beforehand and somebody's like, "Hey, well, this is what we're gonna do," but
this is what's gonna happen if you give that gun up, you're gonna give up whatever. Then yeah, I probably wouldn't get. Like if I knew beforehand, like they're gonna take your guns and start, putting stars on us and putting us into the gulag, then now I'm not giving my gun up.
I'm not giving my
fight.
gun
But
up.
if it's like, well, we want to stop gun violence. This is the stats, the statistics, and that. I don't know if I want to give my gun up for that because my freedom. But that's the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird conversation because, like you said, then you have no gun. Now you can't fight if the government say, "Well, we're gonna kill everybody." I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know, but the police come knocking on my door for my gun right now, and I have had no knowledge of anything. I knew they were coming, but nobody has come together. We haven't banded together. My neighbors haven't talked to me. I haven't talked to them. I'm like, take it. It's all you.
You have your life to live. You have your bills to pay. That's what I'm like. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, but I know freedom ain't free. So, Nathan White also said, "I love that you guys exercise your First Amendment through this podcast. I'll always protect it." Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate that, man. And a lot of stuff are like, should we put that on there? And we do. And for the most part, it works out. So, but thank you for your support for students. All Catholic traditions are pagan. I agree.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree.
And then
all like
for them, you ask them a tragic situation. Oh yeah, that's true. You just say you don't got them.
You could do that. I mean, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. But just going back to the all Catholic traditions are pagan. Yeah, the Christmas, Easter. I damn near don't like to celebrate Christmas anymore. It's not because of the money. It's not because I know what it is now. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And so, but we're a very traditional family.
We're an American family.
We're an American family. Like we are. What do you call it? The red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving,
Christmas, Easter, 4th of July.
Yeah. All the Columbus Day.
We do it all. We were raised in a very traditional mindset. I don't really mess with Christmas. I don't really mess with that. Then I realized it's a pagan holiday.
Yeah. If it like it was just up to us, like Shell and I, we wouldn't celebrate Christmas at all.
Yeah.
And we don't celebrate Easter. See, bow and arrow is very effective. It is. A rock is too, and a slingshot in the rock. So, it worked for David. He killed a giant. So
efficient with the sword.
He became a king. All right, guys. So we'll go to the next one here. Next one is called "Pay Attention."
I think we'll just do game for the gang. We've been going for 2 hours. Oh, let's do a few. We'll see what we get to. I'm feeling good.
We only got 3 more.
Okay.
So this is one. Pay attention, and to see here. This is probably more funny than anything. All right, check this out.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead, wiggle and jiggle it, moving and grooving and drop it like it's hot, but it's a goddamn demon waiting to take a bite out that ass. Do it. Yeah, go ahead, wiggle and jiggle it, moving and grooving and drop it like it's
Okay, there's not much to say about that one.
Those are the ones you can't pay attention to the scary stuff. You're too busy looking at her. Like,
right.
That's creepy, but
I'm like, I guess I would have got by the demon.
Yeah, I guess so.
Look closer. All right, so this is called the Law of One. Let's see here.
You repeat what you said about Yeshua, who most people call Jesus in the Sananda group?
Yes. Let me repeat that clearly for you. Yeshua, who many know as Jesus, is part of a high-frequency soul collective known as the Sananda group. Sananda isn't just a name. It's a soul title, a vibrational signature representing a group of ascended beings who carry the Christ consciousness template across dimensions and lifetimes. Yeshua came to Earth as a physical embodiment of that Christ energy, not to start a religion, but to awaken remembrance. His mission was to anchor the frequencies of divine love, forgiveness, unity consciousness, soul resurrection. He didn't act alone. His work was supported by many beings from the Galactic Federation, but White Brotherhood, and especially the Syrian and Pleiadian.
Why they gotta be a white brotherhood, though?
These soul groups have been involved in Earth's evolution for millennia, helping guide humanity through key shifts. So yes, Yeshua is part of the Sananda stream, and through him that consciousness entered the Earth plane to help trigger a mass spiritual awakening. His life, death, and resurrection were all part of a cosmic initiation, not just for himself, but for humanity.
I'd like to know if the law of one material, known as the raw material, relates directly to what Yeshua was trying to teach.
The law of one material, also known as the raw material, is one of the clearest transmissions that aligns directly with what Yeshua came to teach, even if it uses different language. They're threads of the same cosmic truth, flowing from the same source, just delivered through different time frames and vessels. The core teaching of oneness, Yeshua's true teachings, before they were filtered or reshaped, were all about unity. I and the Father are one. Whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me.
You
The
said
kingdom
that.
of heaven is within you. These are direct reflections of the law of one, which says, open quote, all things, all beings, all life, all consciousness is one. There is no separation. All is the one infinite creator experiencing itself. In the raw material, there are two paths, service to self and service to others. Yeshua embodied the path of service to others completely through healing, forgiveness, sacrifice, and unconditional love. He wasn't asking people to worship him. He was modeling the vibration needed to graduate into higher density, what Ra calls moving from third to fourth density, the realm of unconditional love. Ra even refers to Yeshua as a wanderer, a being who came from higher densities to incarnate on earth with a mission to serve. That aligns with what we spoke about earlier, his soul coming through the Sananda streams here to anchor Christ consciousness. He was a sixth density being embodying wisdom and compassion, just like Ra itself, also speaking from sixth density.
But they don't hear me, though.
Like I just told you, these people are these spiritual entities are telling you, you yourself experiencing yourself. So you should love yourself. You should love thy neighbor. It's literally, I'm so.
Yep.
And I'm wrong. You're gonna be wrong. You're gonna be your lower self by talking down to people. You're gonna get annoyed by the guy that cut you off.
Yep.
And all that stuff. But you gotta remember, like, they're going through some shit just like you're going through some shit.
Everybody's going through some shit. So from the richest to the poor, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's going through something. Let's see. Nathan White said he caught that. White Brotherhood might be Starlight. It could be horse shit. Yeah.
I never heard of the White Brotherhood.
I've heard of the White Brotherhood when it comes to the Galactic Federation. Sometimes they call them the White Hats. So you know, but yeah. So, but I had to make a comment. Why I got to be the White Brotherhood? But white as in light, starlight, whatever. But I found that very
that's my biggest thing though. I always catch myself being like, I know it's as corny though to say, but like I'm always like, is this it? Like this Earth is all we got to get to do is live in this bullshit. I feel like it's something bigger than everything. You know what I mean? So it'd be that we get to experience that afterlife or something.
Yeah.
But I just feel like
this is supposed to be better. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, but it's not. You know.
I just feel like it would be better for all, like, if we're all together like we should be, like how our religious leaders have taught us, or religious model, whatever entities that have been throughout time. If we live the way they had always taught us, there would be something bigger. We'd be working towards life on the moon, or life in outer space, or or we did. You know what I mean? We did contact a different alien race that is hostile. And we're dealing with that. Like I always felt like those movies made more sense than what we do now.
Yeah, and to take that a little further, we are in the age of forgetfulness, and we are in the age of trying to hide the truth. There's a theory, we kind of touched on it earlier in this episode, that they went over there and they destroyed evidence of ancient civilizations when they went over there in Iraq. Because that's
did it here.
Yeah, that's because that's Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
Right there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So they're trying to keep us at a lower energy. It's not meant to be this way. You got the oligarchs running this country. You know what I'm saying? It's not just here; it's happening everywhere. So but this isn't how it's supposed to go. Why it's able to go that way right now? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I just think a lot of people have forgotten. Nobody wants to wake up. Everybody wants to be status quo.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we're not. So I don't I find that as I go through life, I am not on the same. And the more and more I unlock this stuff or discover this stuff or question this stuff, I become more unlike my peers. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the vibration is off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't want it to be like that. I'm not trying to push anybody away, but it's just like I don't have anything to talk to you about. This is important to you. That's not important to me anymore.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
working on that with myself because I also feel like I also understand we live in a materialistic world, so I try to keep in the realm. That's how I like sports. It
Yeah.
keeps you in the realm of reality, our reality. Cause like
Of normal
people will
people.
people will send me reels and like they're funny and they're whatever, but I'm just like I'm over here looking at how like we live in a simulation and how like
Yeah.
this lady's asking like what's life and this AI is telling her like it's consciousness meeting consciousness essentially. Like you're meeting yourself in all these different timelines and like that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking at. I'd be looking at like so
Yeah.
it's a hard I get what you're saying.
The empty
But you gotta kind of find things to root you back into like normal society to get you talking about it. Like, oh yeah, you still think on the internet? Oh yeah, it's funny. But, like, yeah, I agree. Like, if I'm being real, like, I don't really care a lot about some of the things I talk about with people.
I really don't. Yeah, like the empty calorie reels. That's why I be posting that shit on Facebook. Especially if we don't interact with each other and all you do is send me reels. Like you don't know anything about me apparently now. That
I'm
shit is
sorry,
not.
I like reels. Yeah,
I
I
do.
like that stuff. Don't get me wrong. But, like, if we talk and we interact and we're
Yeah.
yeah. Like we're peoples. Like you're my like we talk a lot. You see
Right.
me real. I'm not tripping about that. But like
Yeah. Yeah. What up, Random Rick? Thanks for joining, buddy. Thank you so much. Renner says I'm staying in the matrix. I don't want to live in the sewers. No, you're not, man. Because you tuned into the show, brother. You tuned into the show, so you that alone unplugs you a little bit. But I don't advise anybody. I don't anybody to do what we're doing. It's kind of a lonely thing. People kind of think you're crazy. Nathan White says it's nine's best to discover than to follow. I agree. Or it's best. I think he meant to say it's best.
I've always
Follow.
been kind of different though. I've always kind of read about myself. So
I love the tongue in cheek. Yeah. I love the tongue in cheek.
for
Let me
sure,
go there.
yeah.
Definitely.
I love
Oh yeah.
funny shit. I mean, no, I'm tapped in. I'm right. I'm in the matrix, but
Yeah. But see, Nathan sends me the funny stuff and he sends me the other stuff. So
yeah.
we get a lot of our content from Nathan. You know what I'm saying? So like Nathan's tapped in with us. He knows what it is,
Yeah.
And on the other hand, I got somebody who's sending me conspiracy theories about people eating babies. I just not. I'm not. I'm not there, bro.
There's not enough evidence for me to care about that.
No,
Like the conspiracy theories that we care
Yeah.
about, they're not. It's just not the same stuff. I guess. Yeah, I guess that's all we can say, right?
Yeah. Fact. I don't know what Robin Mead is. I have to look at Robin Mead, but I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm telling you what, man. I don't. Me and my buddy Jig. There'll be some super right wing stuff, but the girl is hot, so we'll send it to each other. You're like, I don't agree with anything what she's saying, but I would eat her butt.
Bro, that made me think about that. This like bad chick, this fine chick, light skinned chick in New York.
Mm.
And she like based people into arguments, and for some reason, why she chose New York, I have no idea. she was talking to this girl about abortion and kind of doing like kind of those gotcha things like just like if someone's like, oh yeah, I agree with abortion, they're like, oh, so you agree with killing babies, that kind of stuff. So they keep going back and forth, and the girl just punches her in the face. And I'm like, damn, like I wish she didn't hit her because she's so pretty, but she was kind of asking for like
She was asking for it. Don't hit the baddie in the face. Dang.
Like, dang, she's kind of asking for it though.
She's asking for it. Oh,
So I did,
boy.
yeah, man, those are funny to me. Those are really funny to me.
God, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, we gotta get we gotta get on Instagram for sure.
Yeah. Find him. He ain't hard to find. Got my weather for Telemundo. Yo, I see what you did there.
Man, what? Do they still do that?
I don't know. I think they do, but don't quote me on that.
As a kid, I ain't gonna lie to you. I either watched it just for that, or like the talk show. But the talk shows get kind of like freaky for some reason.
Yeah,
they start dancing, and I'm like, what is going on? Right? What kind of show is this?
I gotta run the bathroom real quick, man. Keep it rolling. You can put the other one up.
I'm gonna show the list. The last one here is called "What Was Found in Cambodia." Hopefully my volume works. I remember last time we tried to do it, it wasn't working. So hold on, let me log in real quick. Right. 1 second here. We try this again. Man, my volume is not working on this. We'll wait to let's play let's just jump to cap or no cap. For some reason my IG is not letting me play any like videos, and they're all IG videos. Let's do this one. This is a see if this one works. So this is a game for the gang from next week. We'll use it today because for some reason Instagram is not playing for me. This is called Bloodlines of Monsters. So I'm gonna share it right now and see what they're talking about.
But then I've seen men become not people.
Like literally
not
change.
be the people. Yeah.
Okay.
And there is like lycanthropy, and there's these understandings of what the watchers are capable of doing that most people are just woefully ignorant of. And that's why they're perishing. It's because they lack a basic understanding of history. And one of the predominant understandings of what a watcher, specific class of celestial beings, is capable of is augmenting itself. They can shapeshift. That is by their nature. They're literally called metaschizmadzotoi in the Greek in the New Testament. And it's because he says it's marvel not, because Hasatan, you could say like transforms himself. That's a good word for it. But he shapeshifts himself into an angel of light. And his messengers, his apostles, disciples, they do the same thing. And he's like, this is because they are capable of becoming anything they want to be in order to deceive on one side of the equation. And that's what they'll do. And so when people start engaging in these necromantic rituals and other stuff, and they start to seek the embodiment of these celestial ones, they can get these things on them and in them, and they can't contain them. And some of these guys who are messing with this stuff, who don't come from the bloodline, are incapable of cohabitating like a parasite, and they feed off of each other and they can't handle it. And so that's why families are recruited from these bloodlines, and children are recruited out, even if they don't know anything about it. Like you said, the vast majority of people who come from these bloodlines, there's a lot of muddying of the waters. There's a lot of purity that's been changed. There's a lot of half-breeds. There's a lot of quarter breeds, right? There's a lot of people that don't know this stuff, and they start to get into lesser magic. And all of a sudden it's like the doors of everybody open to them. But that's why. It's because they can host these things better. Whereas those that don't, they get taken over by this stuff, and they can't change back. They can't return, in a sense. Like people become completely possessed and are incapable of expelling the darkness after that. And who do you turn to? You're going to go to the Catholic guy who's all into the same thing that you're into, like most people don't understand what a real deliverance is required for somebody that has gone down this far down, where they are the consuming people. Like that's a deep, devastating psychological, spiritual shock, physical, your liver, Like the health, this is why I'm huge into health, because I've physically had to try to find ways to help people who have done all of these things. Like the consumption of human blood does horrific things to the human body, you know, and this is a major practice within this. These families do drink blood. That's why we have these vampire class of people. It's not some kind of myth. People consume blood in order to live, extend their life force like an.
Yeah, Instagram's not working for me, bro. So for some reason, I gotta figure that out. Anyway, so I played the video Bloodlines of Monsters from YouTube from the podcast that we listened to. I think the Confessionals. They did the Dark Shift that we read to. So that's the guy talking about basically these monsters are, you know, if you become one of these monsters that are not part of the bloodline, it seems like, you know, you have a harder time. And you see like, you know, yeah, come on, I mean, that's probably fake, but you see that in a lot of Hollywood film stories about this stuff, where like, you know, there's the half breeds who can't do that, do this, and the full bloods can do this and that because they have, you know, they're born into it. So pretty interesting stuff. But I also thought that was dope because that podcast, The Confessional, they have an episode called, we can, you know, we've been on it for a while. We can wrap it up after this little conversation. But there's a podcast called The Dark Shift, and this guy's talking about how his buddy essentially could, you know, lucid dream and go into different dimensions, and he brought powers back. I mean, look what we just watched, you know, for our dissertation, talking about how you could find your true self in these different dimensions, or whatever that case might be. So and there's a study of what we just told you, how they pass a message through lucid dreaming. So I mean, all jokes aside, I don't know what to believe in anymore, to be real with you, bro. Like, I really don't know what's real or not. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, you know, it's funny, haha, it's fun to believe, it's probably fake, but like, what if it's real? What if these things are actually happening?
Right.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I know, you know, Red and Rick, you know, was, you know, cracking jokes, whatever. But if you watch his that whole podcast, say what you want, judge a book by his cover. This guy, he sounds really convincing.
And I like the jokes. I don't want to think random.
Oh no, we love the jokes.
I really don't care. I don't know who that guy. I don't care.
Yeah, we love
the jokes. But it's like, that's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're willing to like study this and talk about it, and people are gonna call you a crazy person and not believable. But god damn it, what if you're one of the people who didn't believe him, blew him off, and then he told you some shit you should know about, right? And you get caught in a situation you can't explain, and the people around you don't believe you. Then what do you do?
Then what do you do? Yeah. I mean, they didn't believe in Jesus. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Take everything with a grain of salt, but man, there's some crazy stuff in this world, and the more that I dig, and the more rabbit holes I go down, man, reality is stranger than fiction. There's some crazy stuff out there, and there's some crazy stuff out there that just in nature, and we just that's nature. We just go with it. Like, no, why? How?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, our own bodies. We were watching that video the other week, and it's just like, yeah, you're you, but are you? Because what is telling your heart to pump? You know what I'm saying? What is telling, like, all the involuntary things that happen in your body? How that happened? You have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of things that we do and you don't think about. You do based off just faith. You don't know why your heart pumps itself. You don't know what your subconscious really is. You just have a name to it. You don't know what that really is. Like, there's a lot of things, like, I mean, the double slit test, man. Come on, man. What are we talking about? They don't know why that happens. So it's just like a lot of stuff, y'all, that we just do. Well, that's just life. That's just, it's like, but why? Why is that? So that's why.
But why? Thank you, Nathan. Yeah. Why? What? Exactly. And that's all we're looking for, man. I was just telling my neighbor. He's like, man, I heard you guys got a podcast. Like, yeah. My brother got one, and just kind of what it's about. We don't pretend to know the whys and the what's.
No.
Like, we don't know. We're just trying to uncover, and we're just trying to put it out there for the rest of the masses who have open minds like us, and maybe can help us discover some of this stuff. We don't know.
I honestly hope that my podcast. I know a lot of people who aren't religious, and I'm like, I want my podcast brings people back to look at Christianity in a different way, because the way I look at it now, it's a lot more, in the realm of reality for me now than it was just reading the Bible and stuff like that. So I don't know. It depends on how you. It's really how you look at things.
It's kind of like, these people existed, but it's twisted, it's manipulated.
Yeah, your reality is not the way you think reality is. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot. I know. We gotta go, but I know like the reel I put up, we only see 1% of the color spectrum of humans.
Right.
But we barely see what really is out.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be standing right in front of you. You would never see it.
You can't see it.
Yeah. That
okay with me. I don't think my brain can handle it. I'm a human. I don't want to handle anything outside of me right now. So.
No. I mean, we can't see oxygen. Right. We can't. You know what I'm saying? But we know it's there. What if you could see it?
That'd be weird.
What would it look like? You know what I'm saying?
Would it look like it would look like it should look like? Like we see things that are brain manifest. You don't know if it's
Yeah. So in closing, Kobe, be careful of Lilith. Careful of Lilith, because Lilith is on your ass. So be careful of Lilith. If you guys didn't hear that story, go back and do a rewatch, man. Kobe is actually, he's having bouts with Lilith. So be careful with that, buddy. Yeah.
I'll tell you more about it if it's true. Hopefully I'm still here. But
all right, buddy. So before we go, man, what you got to say to the peoples?
Yeah, man, take care of yourself. Have a good week. Don't whistle at night, and don't whistle in the woods.
Do not whistle at night. Do not whistle.
Write your dreams down too. Get a dream journal. Write them down. We'll start talking about that more. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy.
All right, y'all be good. Like and subscribe. We love you guys. Thanks for joining. See you next week. Peace.
Red giants.
People who came from the sky.
Yeah.